Good morning. It's another beautiful, gorgeous day. We recently read the Parsha about Yaakov Avinu. Yosef disappeared for 22 years. Yaakov is very upset, stressed out. The father Yaakov depressed. Yosef is missing. The question is, Yaakov is missing one son. He still has another 11 sons. It's not like he doesn't have any children. It's not like there's nobody else to take care of him. What bothered Yaakov Avinu so much that he's missing Yosef? Usually when we miss close ones, the first week is the hardest, Shiva. The 30 days becomes a little bit more easier. And a year of Avelut, of mourning, becomes completely easier afterwards. Time heals. What happened here with Yaakov Avinu? That 22 years, he cannot get over it. Chachamim explain what really bothers Yaakov, the guilt feeling. Yaakov thought that he is the one, he's like a murderer, he's the one that killed Yosef. He felt like that. Why? Because he's the one that sent Yosef, go check on your brothers. So Yaakov every day is thinking about, if I wouldn't send, this would never happen. If I wouldn't send Yosef to check on his brothers, this would not happen. So it happened through me. It's all my fault. It happened because of me. I'm the bad one. So you could imagine Yaakov wakes up in the morning. What's the first thing comes to his mind? Poor boy Yosef, never got married, never had a children. He died because me, I sent him to check on his brothers. Yaakov Avinu goes to sleep. What's in his mind? It all happened because of me. We also go through the same experiences. I guess we have it in the genes also. Anything happens in life, we blame ourselves. This is my fault, and we cannot get over it. And it goes for on and on and on. Look at the results. If a person would say, you know what, I accept it, it's not in my control, this was the will of Hashem. Of course, it's very easy to say it, it's hard to do it. This was the will of Hashem. We accept it, it becomes much easier. Instead of carrying it on and on and on for so many years. And look at the results of Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu aged very quickly. Yaakov became very sick. The whole family is falling apart. Because they saw that the father is suffering. They're pointing on each other. It was your fault. It was your fault. Every brother is looking at each other. I shouldn't have listened to you. I should have listened to you. We shouldn't have done that. The whole family is falling apart. Yehuda separates from the family. A little bit. This is the side effects. Rabotai, we all go through problems in life. We all go through obstacles in life. If you could fix it, fix it. If you could change it, change it. If you could do something about it, do it. Certain things are beyond our control. In this situation, it's beyond the control. You can't do anything about it. It's done. That's it. You just accept it. This was the will of Hashem. Yosef is missing. And meanwhile, Yosef's having a good time. He's in Egypt, living in a rich palace, Potiphar's house, beautiful clothing, nice food, delicious food. Years later, he becomes a king, very respected person. Great life. At the same time, somebody else is suffering. This was the master plan of Hashem. Hashem was preparing them to move Yaakov and the whole family to Egypt. Otherwise, Yaakov would never go to Egypt. Only because he knew Yosef is there, that's what made him move. Rabotai, we all go through obstacles in life, but we create a lot of guilt feeling to ourselves. It's all happened because of me. There's a lady that I know. She's very stressed, very depressed, looks very sick now also. She bought a bicycle for her daughter, for the 9-year-old girl. She bought a bicycle. I'm sorry, roller skates, not a bicycle. It was a roller skates for 9-year-old girl, for her to have fun. She had good intentions. Unfortunately, this girl, as she was riding on the street, she was hit by the car. 9-year-old girl, unfortunately. So the mother cannot forgive herself. Every time she wakes up in the morning, what she thinks, like, I'm the murderer. I'm the one that did the bad thing. I killed my own daughter. She had a good intentions, but you know what? This was meant from Hashem. Everything has its own time. Nobody dies before the time. Nothing happens before the time. Everything has its own time scheduled by Hashem. It's bad enough that she lost her daughter, unfortunately. Was hit by the car and passed away, the girl. Unfortunately. Now she's losing her health. And now it seems like she's losing her husband also. Because nobody wants to be next to a sick person psychologically, mentally, or emotionally, that is taking forever and they're not getting any better. Rabotai, things happen in life. The question is, what's next? What do I do next? I know this was a khurban, this was destruction. This is very sad and it's very bad. What do I do next? This problem could also destroy me and destroy the whole family, break apart, or we accept it as the will of Hashem. I'll conclude with the example from the Torah. Hashem tells to Avraham Avinu, Avraham, take your own son Yitzchak and bring him as a korban. So Avraham did not even negotiate with Hashem. He takes his son to bring him as a korban. A few days later, Sarah Imenu, she realized that Avraham is missing, Yitzchak is not there. So she asks the giant, do you see around? Do you see where Avraham? Yitzchak, you're the biggest, you're the tallest, you're a giant. You see where's my husband Avraham and son Yitzchak? I don't know what happened to them. Sarah is asking the giant. So the giant said, well, I see from the far away on the mountain, Avraham is still holding a big knife and about to slaughter Yitzchak. Sarah Imenu, she heard this. She fainted, that she only son she had, and she dies on the spot. So who killed her? Who destroyed her? Her own family. Now, Avraham comes back, he finds out that Sarah passed away. And he finds out the whole story. He did not carry the guilt feeling. He understood that that was the will of Hashem. This was the time for her to pass away. This was the will of Hashem. Avraham Avinu, after mourning her for a few days, few months, and Yitzchak, they understood it, they got over it, and they just moved in life. And what was the next step? Yitzchak gets married. He brings Rivka into the house. And Rivka couldn't come into the house till Sarah had to leave. So Yitzchak